Good afternoon, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 71. It is Sunday afternoon. Got home very late, very early, about 6 a.m. and slept for a couple hours and did some family stuff. We went to Costco and I actually went to pick up some free stuff from a casino, but the line was so long I decided to abandon it and headed back home again. And right now it is actually evening already and I'm just leaving home, so it'll be dark before I get to my first casino, and it's going to be a long night and should get home around the time that I need to be getting ready to go to work. So we'll see how that works out tomorrow. I'm very thankful for yesterday, for what I was able to do. I feel kind of bad that last session ended up being even when I basically spread the world and still wasn't able to get a big win out of it. For this place, that's a big spread. That's a 1 to 12, 1 to 24 spread, and believe me, a 1 to 5 spread got me in hot water before at this place. So yeah, we'll see how things go. I'm a little bit tired, but everything should be all right. I need to stop for fuel before I get to my first casino, and we'll just take it one step at a time, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I guess that's it for right now. I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. I stopped and got some fuel and continued on. And I don't know if you can hear it, but it's a little bit rainy right now. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So everybody's got their hazards on. And we're doing about 50 on the highway and slowing down every minute. And I believe I am only about, I don't know, 15 miles maybe from the casino. Let me see. I can't even see the sign. It's so close. Let me see what it says. Get a little bit closer here. I can't tell. I can't even read the sign. It's so much rain coming down right now. Here's a mile marker. Looks like I'm about 9 miles away from the casino. And rain is just coming down like crazy. Luckily, this casino has a parking garage, so I don't have to worry about getting wet. So just watching my speed here and making sure I don't hit any of the other crazy people on the road, and get to this casino on time. So my stomach's been hurting a little bit. They can see it's getting a little bit lighter now. Stomach's been hurting a little bit. The only thing I ate, well, this morning I had some sausage and eggs, and that really didn't hurt me much. But then we went to Costco this afternoon, and I got one of their hot dogs, ate that without the bun, and had a diet drink with it. And my stomach's been growling ever since. It's got a lot of garlic in it, which usually does not cause a problem for me, but right now I'm feeling the pain. So I'm definitely not going anywhere until I take a lap around the casino. So I got fuel already, gonna run around the casino, make a full lap, and then head to the restroom, and hopefully my stomach's feeling better after that, because I'd hate to end the trip if I have severe stomach pains here. But yep, that's what's going on, and I'll be back to update you. Alright everyone, as I am leaving in this casino, still raining outside, very dark, and yeah, I just finished up in there. When I got in there, I started looking around, and one of the first things I see is a group of advantage players huddled together talking, and that's never good news. The only good thing about that is they're all huddled talking instead of looking around, so there's possibilities for plays to open up. Start looking around, I find the play, sit down, play it through, make like $18 on that one. Find another one nearby, play that one through, lose about 100 on that one. Now I'm down about 78, I think is the exact number I was down. And then I couldn't find anything for the longest time. And then I see the guy, the degenerate AP, that plays everything and continues to play no matter what. And he was there, and I knew my time was limited. I look around for a few more plays, and I find one. I lose another, I don't know. At that point, I think I was down like $2.95. Then I find another one. It was like a $2.50 play around there. It was only like 3 spins. Played that one and hit that one for about 70. Just kept on playing here and there, and eventually got to the point where I was down about 240. And then found one more machine and started playing that. At my low point, I was down about 500 for the session, and ended up clawing back and left ahead $5. So very fortunate to get back to even. I was really on my way out, and I found a play here and a play there, because everyone was huddled together talking about how there were no plays instead of watching the machines that the people were playing. And some plays opened up for me, luckily. I talked to a couple of the players for a little while, and told them I was on my way to whatever city I'm on my way to, which is a secret. Can't tell you, sorry. And that was really about it. But right now, the news of the hour is it is getting colder outside. It's in the low 50s, still raining, and it's dark, and we're still one state away from where we're going to end up for the day. So got a little bit of a ways to go. We're going to sit back and relax for a while, and I'll be back to update you with some blackjack play. Alright guys, I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but when I went to pick up that gift earlier today, I did play a few machines. Actually, I think I played one machine, and I did leave ahead 105. So prior to this casino, I did play at a different one, and I was ahead 105 there, and then $5 here, so in case I didn't mention it. Right now, I am about 50 miles from my next stop. Still a lot of rain here too, so just gonna be careful here. I don't know why there's so much traffic right now, but there is. So I'm gonna take my time here and get there in one piece and go play some blackjack. I'll be back. All right guys, I am back. That was pretty decent, actually. Pretty decent session. Time was pretty good. Everything was really good. You know, it's already pretty late. So let's see here. Let's start from the beginning. I'm just trying to think back here. I walk in, I'm looking around. I'm trying to stay away from the high limit, especially on a day like today where it's going to be packed and the limits are going to be higher. So I'm just looking in the low limit area, and I find a good table. Sit down, buy in for 500, and it's a brand new shoe. Actually, when I sat down, lady was playing her last hand, and so I sit down, I buy in, we start a new shoe. She's playing 2 hands. She's putting 60 on each side bet, and she's hollering and screaming, "Oh Lord, I can't believe it!" All this stuff, and yelling and high-fiving and fist bumping. So it's actually really good because it's good cover, right? I mean, we're all happy, we're talking to each other, all that. It's good cover. And the table was actually pretty good. I played on that table for about an hour, and actually I reached my goal on the table, and I continued on because there was another play on the table, and I just stayed until that play was gone. But overall, the table ran a little bit slow, but variance was good, the counts were good, and I didn't get any heat, any problem at all. And I ended the session ahead $855, so that's a nice one, plus $855. And then I took my chips to another table in a whole different area. I bought in for 200 on a $25 table, played there for a while. When I got there, it was a brand new shoe. Guy had just played his first hand, and it was a running -4, and he's like, no, go ahead, sit down. I'm like, okay. So I sit down, I get a blackjack my first hand, so I'm betting minimum for a while because it's already a -9 running count right away. He ends up losing all his money. I continue playing, play a few more shoes, and then he comes back with a couple friends, and at that point, things have been going pretty well, and I just wasn't going to play with 3 other people at the table, so I decided to get up, plus 600 more, so plus 600 on that table. Again, no heat, no issues, no problem. Bigger crowds, so the pit bosses are busy. Unless it's something right in their face, they don't seem to really care. So and then I did play some slots. I actually played only one machine, and it was like $8, $7 a spin, something like that, and just played that one through and ended up losing 132 on that one. But overall, pretty good session, plus 1455 on the blackjack, minus 132 on the slots, and we're going to continue on to the next casino, and I'll be back to update you, probably tell you some more stories too. Alright, as I am approaching the next casino, I was just thinking back to that last session I played, and this lady was off the hook. She was crazy with her screaming and yelling, and she'd hold out a $25 chip and tell the dealer, "You bust, this is yours," and it's giving him quarter after quarter after quarter, just giving him all kinds of money. He's playing the side bets, she's hitting the side bets. Her boyfriend comes over, and he's like, "I want to leave," and she's like, "Why you want to leave? We're doing fine." And he's like, "Well, I'm down." She's like, "How much you lose? $100? And she gives him $600. And she's like, "I got more money in the car too." And so he stuck around for a little while, and then he got a little bored and wanted to get up. And she said, "Where do you think you're going? You're not going anywhere. We're going to be leaving soon." So she played until the end of that shoe, and then she got up, and I got up around the same time because that's when my special play was ending. And so there was no reason for me to stay at the table. I was at that table for about 10 minutes with negative counts after I reached my goal. Now, I think, like I said, I won 855 on that table. I think my high point was only like 905 or 910, so I didn't lose that much back, but there was a good opportunity, so I stuck around for a while. So that's what's going on right now. I'm just pulling into my next casino, and I'll come back and give you a good update, I hope. Alright guys, I am back, just heading back to the car here. Let me, jeez man, that was crazy because I'm looking around, I'm seeing nothing. Then I'm looking at slots, nothing, and then I see a guy, and this guy is a supervisor, and he's in plain clothes. I'm like, wait a minute. So one day, me and a friend of mine were walking around this casino, and I see this guy, and I'm like, well, don't I know you? I mean, I'm pretty sure we know each other. You're a dealer, right? No, he's a supervisor, and I guess the last couple months, he's been walking around plain clothes doing something. So I saw him today, and he's sitting at a slot machine, just overlooking like all the AP machines, and I realized I just walked by all these machines, and I checked them all right before I walked up to him. And actually, I didn't walk right up to him. I saw him, and I went around the corner and came up behind him, and I actually videotaped my interaction with him, just to get it on the record here, his face and all that information. So I talked to him for a minute. I said, "What's going on?" And he's like, I said, "Are you working?" And he said, "No, that's my wife right there playing." I'm like, "Yeah, right, that's your wife. What are you doing way over here if your wife is way over there where you're pointing?" So I really didn't buy it, but whatever. But so I'm looking around and I'm finding nothing. I picked up about $1 and change out of machines. I'm checking things and going around and walking. I find nothing, and then finally I find a table that's suitable with good rules, 6 deck. Now penetration's not great, it's about 1 1/4, but I can handle that. So I sit down to play that, I buy in for 500. When the first few hands, I'm feeling good. Count starts going up. Then I lose like, I don't know, an insane number of hands out of an insane number of hands, like 18 out of 21 or something like that. So I rebuy for 500 more and 500 more and 500 more, and I keep rebuying, and the count's going up, and I'm rebuying, and I'm losing, and I'm rebuying, and I'm getting 11 against a 10 or a 9, and I get a 5. I get 11 against a 8, and I get a 4. And it's like every single hand was going miserably, and I was involved. At the deepest, I was involved for 3,500, and I was down probably 3,000 or 3,100 at my lowest point. Now, the count was high, so I'm raising my bet to 200, 300, 400, and I look out, and I see the guy. He punches some stuff on the computer, comes back, leaves, comes back, does it again, and I'm like, oh boy. And then he goes to a different computer. He doesn't make any calls or anything, but then out of the corner of my eye, I see some commotion over by the entranceway, and I see 4 people in suits, dressed in suits, standing there. And I'm like, man, this is gonna suck, because I got friends here in the daytime, and I never have any problem at all. Now I'm gonna have a problem, and I'm not gonna be able to come back because they have facial recognition here. So I was really worried about that. But the count was good, and I just stuck with it, and I stayed until the end of the shoe. And eventually, when I left, I was actually ahead $200. So then I had the problem of, okay, if they're looking for me, or if they want to back me off, or whatever, blah, 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 what do? Do you cash your chips? And it seemed like they weren't that interested in me anymore. So I'm like, maybe I should go cash a little bit and see. So I bought in for 3,500. I had 37. I cashed out 21 at the high limit cashier. I cashed out 1,000 at the low limit cashier, no issues. But before I went to the low limit cashier, I was worried, because when I came out and I'm walking around, these guys stood around too, and I'm like, man, maybe they're still looking at me. Maybe, I don't know for sure that it's even me. But I see the security guard, and I don't know him very well, but I stand next to him, and I say, you look like you're about to get somebody. And he's like, no, man. He started talking to me, and about sports and all these different things, and luckily I knew enough to be able to reply about the local area and what's going on here with sports. And then he said, okay, hold on. And then he walks away. So like somebody of that group called him over, and that's when I took the 1,000 to the low limit cashier, cashed that out, and I took $600 with me, just because I just don't want to push it anymore. There's only those 2 cashiers, and the next shift, I think the next shift just started a little while ago, so it's probably not worth messing with it. So I'm taking home some chips from there, nothing wrong with that. And I did end up ahead $200 on the blackjack, and +1 on the slots, which I didn't even play a slot. So made a couple $100 there. And all I was thinking was, man, I'm going to lose like 8,000 here after having such a nice session at the previous casino. But luckily I was able to pull out of it, and hopefully my nervousness was for nothing. But there were a lot of them. They kept on looking around the corner, and I'm the only one in the area playing on a table. So I'm like, unless someone's like trying to get money from somebody else or doing something fishy or something. I did notice that they were putting money in the voucher redemption machines, but you would think if that's what they were looking at, they'd be down there. But that was a good 100 feet away. I mean, it was in their sight, in their view from where they were, but I don't know exactly what was happening there. So right now, after midnight, I'm actually going to head to more casinos. Let's see what we can do. I don't work for like 8 hours, so let's do this. I'm going to head over to another casino and see what I can do, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. Day is going pretty well so far. Earlier I was able to rat hole some chips and keep my winnings looking like they were lower. every time I was on a table with other people, I was able to put some money away, and that really helps with longevity. But I'll tell you something else that helps with longevity. I was just at this casino, and I didn't get a chance to really play much. I found one play on one slot, and it was a $40 must-hit buy. I played that one through and won $7. There was also a borderline $2,000 must-hit buy, but that was going to take, let me think about this for a second, how many spins that was going to take. 5, then it would be 100, hold on one second. Yeah, I just making sure here in my head with the number of zeros, it'd be 10,000 spins, like 9,500 spins. So I did not want to get involved with that, especially since it was neutral on the EV, and very easily could have lost money. I'm going to get a W-2. It's going to take hours and hours and hours, and I decided not to do that. Now, what I was saying though about longevity, after I looked at all the slots, I went over to the blackjack area, started looking around, couldn't find a table to play. The best I could do would be a $50 six deck, and then there was a $100 six deck, but I didn't want to play that at this place. I would have gone for the six deck $50 table, but it was pretty full. And as I was walking around getting ready to leave, I see the manager. He's a table games manager, and he's definitely on my side. I haven't seen him in 3 or 4 months probably, but I talked to him for a few minutes. He said, "Sit down, man, I got a table for you." And I'm like, "No, you know, I'm up like $7 on the slots. I don't want to give it back." Of course, I sound ridiculous. I'm in a high limit area with the minimum on any table is $50, and I'm talking about preserving my $7 win, but that gives me longevity. The fact that I don't want to sit down on a $50 table gives me longevity. Now, in my mind, there's too many players on the table. In his mind, I'm being chicken about $50 a hand. I don't want to play 100 for sure, and with 50 with that many players, the table is going to be slow. I see all the players are playing side bets, and there's 2 side bets at this place, so it wouldn't have made a lot of sense anyway. So I ended up just leaving that place ahead $6 on the slots, and we're continuing on. And one thing I noticed a little bit ago is my number of steps for yesterday was almost 13,000 steps yesterday, because I was out late at night and then got home early morning and then just left, and whatever, 4 casinos later, before it was midnight. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'd gone to 4 casinos today, not including last night, by the time it was midnight. So anyway, heading back toward home. Still have other places to hit. Roads are wet, but they're pretty light traffic right now, as you would expect this time of night on a Sunday night with work the next day. Only crazy people like us would be out. So I'm going to let you go, move on to the next casino, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. So, oh man, I was just thinking a few things here. I'll go over it in a minute with you, but let me talk about what happened at this next stop. I walk in, it's pretty dead in there. I'm looking around, I'm really not finding much. I end up picking up some scraps, a little extra money left in the machine. Not really much happening. I did find one tiny play, made a few bucks on that, and ended my session ahead $8. And then I did see a friend in there, and he is now, normally he would be here very early, but he hasn't left. So he's been here for about 12 hours and hasn't left. So he is still looking around. Yeah, so that's that. Let's go over our segments. What did you eat today, MW? Today, the only thing I had was the hot dog from Costco, no bun, no toppings. And that was okay, but it kind of gave me a stomach ache later on. Even though it tasted really good, I would give it probably a jack on a scale of 2 through ace, which is pretty high on my rating scale. And I did have a candy bar a little bit earlier, and that's about it. And currently I am going to a 24-hour McDonald's. I'll probably order, like, I don't know, do they do Big Mac with, I don't know, we'll see what the special is. Something with no bread. We'll figure something out, and we'll order that, and then we'll continue on the way home. I will probably need some fuel soon, so I'll probably do that so I'm not stranded in the morning. And what did you tip today, MW? Well, let me go back here and look at my notes. I tipped, so I had 1, 2, 3 sessions of blackjack, and two of them went really well. The third one was just above break even. It was only like a plus 200, and overall I ended up tipping $0. So 0 there, 0 for waitresses, 0 for slot attendants. Overall, I tipped no money at all. So I know, unexpected, but there you go, something new for you. Right now, I'm going to just continue my trip. Temperature is 57 degrees outside, so looking pretty good. And gonna need to get some rest. Like, as soon as I get home, I'm going to need to hit the hay and get the few hours that I can get of sleep, because tomorrow I have a bundle of things, so many things to do tomorrow, and I still want to hit a casino at least twice tomorrow as well. So it's going to be a busy day, but we can handle it. We're awesome, and I'll be back with you then to let you know how things are going. So for now, I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.